Well, thanks for clicking on to the Tuesday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. We certainly do have an Atlantic-driven weather pattern at the moment. Certainly, the southern half of the British Isles dodged a bullet just a couple of days ago when we had a rather vigorous area of low pressure that pushed through the English Channel. Yes, we've seen heavy rain, we've seen 60-mile-an-hour winds across parts of the southern coast of England. But to the south of that area of low pressure, a steam jet formed. You could see the curl, the tail in it, and that transfers energy from jet stream level down to the surface. Hence, why on the far northwestern coast of France, we've seen wind gusts in excess of 100 miles an hour in several locations, with gusts of around 119 mile per hour. Significant damage on parts of the west coast of France as well as in association with that area of low pressure. But that was a bullet that the southern parts of the UK barely missed. So what have we got at the moment here? We do have a strengthening Azores ridge of high pressure. We also do have a trough over the North Atlantic. So therefore, there is going to be a bit of a dance between low pressure and high pressure influence in the UK over the next week or so. But what we are going to see, folks, is we're going to see more and more influence of that Azores ridge of high pressure. Hence, milder conditions as a result of that. It isn't going to be in the form of bright blue skies and temperatures, into the high teens, low 20s, t-shirt weather, but it will be milder. And what is going to be worth paying attention to is just how much of an influence does that Azores ridge have as we go forward, because it looks as if this trough, this negative that's extending from Greenland south down over the North Atlantic, looks as if it's going to hold play. So it is going to stay, and therefore we aren't going to see the kind of cold that was anticipated in the models just days ago. In fact, but so, like I say, we are going to see low pressure firmly dominant across the UK. However, we are going to see also a mild southwesterly airflow, which is going to allow those temperatures to come up. So you can see here as we skip through, this is the 500 millibar geopotential heights of the GFS. And you can see here the trough anchored over Greenland, the ridge of high pressure over the Azores, pushing towards the UK. But areas of low pressure between Scotland and Iceland always going to keep things a little bit more unsettled here. Wet and windy conditions, potential for gales at times, and heavy rainfall. So it is going to be a disturbed weather pattern, but with the position of the trough over Greenland, the ridge over the Azores extend down to the Canaries and also extend up towards Iberia, where we're going to see very pleasant conditions, by the way, if you happen to be taking an early holiday down in the Algarve, for example, perhaps Marbella, even up towards Alicante, could be talking about mid 20-degree warmth here. So it is it's going to start to feel a little bit more like summer down here with this upper air pattern. So as we continue to skip through, you can see here that low pressure continues to rule. We have this fight between low pressure to the northwest, high pressure to the southeast. Very fine conditions across southwestern Europe, the UK, particularly Scotland, going to be in the battle zone between the conflicting areas of atmospheric pressure. So you can see here that we are going to see low pressure remain influential across the northwestern half of the UK. Then we see a surge of milder air, but like I say, not with blue skies. It's going to be a cloud. It's going to be windy conditions. Going to at times be quite wet as well, which will temper down those temperatures. But certainly there will be a distinct mild southerly airflow coming up. Certainly across the southern half of the UK, you're going to see a little bit more benefit of that high pressure with a bit more in the way of sunshine. But you can see here, as we see that ridge pushing up towards the UK, we're deepening the trough here over the northwestern Atlantic Ocean here. But notice here how we'll have a bit of a height surge lifted up over Iceland into Greenland here, while this trough kind of regroups here over the northwestern part of the Atlantic. That is, in a sense, The scenario that earlier on certainly looked as if it was going to play ball with regards to a cold spell, but I don't think it's going to do that now. But you can see here, as we push through late weekend and in the next week, that area of high pressure, according to the GFS, has a lot more influence. So therefore, early next week, we could see significant warmth for the time of the year, certainly by March standards, if we get enough sunshine. But certainly that high, really bodily pushes over the UK, 1035 millibars at the surface here. So yeah, it could get somewhat drier. It could get somewhat warmer as we go into early next week. As we continue to skip through the sequence here, it looks as if we are going to maintain Atlantic low pressure domination here, and also the Azores high gets a little bit more flattened, if you notice here, as we go through late next week. So it doesn't look as if we're going to see the shot of cold that we originally thought. It does look as if, however, we could see early next week a surge of distinct spring-like warmth. So that's it for today. Do check out the I was going to say the written post, but there won't be a written post today. It almost rhymes off my tongue when I'm doing the video. Uh, but I will be back in the next couple of days. And hope you enjoy your Tuesday. Bye for now.